The swamp usually comes out on time. Mostly. Do you know when she's like, they come at night mostly?
Oh, yeah.
That British-ass child.
I loved it.
Just let her be British. Why are we forcing her to do this American accent that she cannot do?
Were they trying to? Was that what... Was she attempting
It was
one?
like, she wasn't going full tilt British, that's for sure. It was definitely
it was
trying
a
to
little
remain.
which I kind of
you
liked
should've
because who knows what the accents on the colonies in space look like post-Earth or whatever.
So true, actually. I should hold my reservations. I should stop earthifying this colony. And I
really,
should just
Tara.
let her, it's the tunnel child accent, it's her own
Yeah, free your
lexicon, and
mind.
I need to respect Newt in this way. But hi, welcome to the swamp.
She's-
Little late this week, but who cares? It's our podcast. It's an acronym.
Stands for some whack-ass movie podcasting.
And we're this month, as you know, if you're a listener, if you're one of our 50 listeners, we got our little Spotify wrapped.
Our 50
and
number one
50
listeners.
50 of you are like in a basement and that I'm like holding you hostage. Much love. And thanks to all those who shared that we were in their statistics. We love that. But yeah, we're going to do James Cameron sequel month, as those who listen may know.
Yeah. Estera's month.
Yes, and I'm much like this hostage situation. I'm also adding Emily to the number of hostages, and I'm like, we're doing James Cameron sequels.
Sequel
Jam Cam.
specifically, I love it.
Yeah, well, it's because he's got a repertoire. His first movie ever, his directorial debut, was a sequel. It's called like Piranha 2. It's a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's just got some notable sequels throughout his career, and I thought we could highlight it, especially leading up to Avatar Fire and Ash, which, news update, he's now saying in interviews and stuff that movies 1, 2, and 3 are a saga. Wrapped, bow, tied, a saga, which definitely, spoilers for Avatar probably, but I think Jake Sully's totally gonna die at the end of 3, is the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and that he says 4 and 5 are their own saga, which I'm like, that definitely is creating a new conversation around, like, those being made might be a different sort of story now. Whereas, before I was viewing it as a group of 5 movies that were written and done and we filmed a lot of them, but now it's more like, we're severing it at 3 and we're going to be hopeful about 4 and 5, but they are going to be their like own separate sort of thing, which obviously it's like the kids are going to age. It's going to be a different story.
Yeah. Different group. I've been seeing a lot on the timeline since they released those 2 clips this past week or something like that. So you like Blue Girls?
My God. Yeah, that meme killed me. Wait, my Twitter feed has actually all been, you like Blue Girls, and then did you see the Mad Men got re-released on HBO?
Yes,
in 4K? And that there's like a bunch of editing problems. It's
like
fully the audio for 2 episodes are left, but the big one, is the puke machine, which Mad Men fans. Mad Men is like it's definitely in my top 5 shows of all time. I think I could make an argument for, I don't know if I'd say it's number 1, but I love that show. I've watched it over and over again. But it's like Roger has a bunch of martinis and oysters for lunch, and then the elevator's broken, and him and Dawn have to walk up the stairs, and it's sort of like Roger realizing that Dawn is the younger and stronger man of the 2 of them, and he's like trying to keep up. And then they get to the top of the stairs and he just pukes in front of everyone. But then they like change the aspect ratio of the shot for some reason, which makes no sense. And you can see the guy with the puke machine off in the corner, like pumping the tube that's being like held up behind him. And honestly, I feel like more shows should do a released cut, like a less edited cut, so you can see that kind of stuff. Because I actually kind of like that. Like I like that we get to see. Like, obviously it was unintentional, but like an intentional, like call it like the movie magic cut or whatever, right? And show, just like pull the camera back a little bit and show like some of the people working on whatever production it is. I think that's kind of cool. Not me defending it, but yeah, HBO has the fucking time and money to change their goddamn name every year and a half to try to like get back into whatever.
Well, hold on.
This is the point. It's Max, it's HBO, it doesn't matter. Maybe just spend time having people quality check your fucking shows.
Well, it's gonna change now because as of this morning, breaking news is that Netflix has won the bidding war for exclusive talks to acquire Warner Bros. And Discovery. or whatever it is now. So that's DC Comics, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, HBO and HBO Max, Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, I think are the big names that have gotten thrown out so far. But yeah.
That's crazy. And actually, James Cameron did comment on the Warner Brothers acquisition by Netflix, because he's like, if this affects movies being in theaters, like, that is detrimental to the industry.
Oh, it absolutely will. Look at Frankenstein. Ugh. I mean,
yeah,
it was the most, like, the biggest, most beautiful movie that you could have a reason to put in a theater. And they put it in a theater for, what, 10 days? 10 days, 2 weeks, and then released it on Netflix. And it's just painful, dude. It's painful.
Yeah. Not like, me on here beating my dead horse about going to the movie theater, but
yeah, I want to pivot to a particularly an interesting one that actually talks a little bit about movie magic. Did you hear about the Jim Henson auction?
No, I think you told me that they were auctioning off a bunch of stuff for the first time, but I didn't know who bought it.
Yes.
What's the deal?
It happened. So it happened, and here, let me filter things. It was very, it was the first time anything was ever auctioned, so it was really up in the air as to how things would sell. But a lot of stuff from Fraggle Rock got sold. That's like mostly the puppets and everything. But the thing that went for the most was, what was it? The actual Dark Crystal prop went for something like $90,000 or whatever.
Wait, that's actually kind of low. I thought you were going to say like in the millions. No one cares about the Muppets that much.
Well, at least I feel like, yeah, Fraggle Rock is, I mean, it's iconic to, I feel like, Muppet people. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But so, and then it was Uncle Traveling Matt and the Doozer puppets went for like $64,057, like that. But it was, I mean, I was sitting there, I was really interested to see, because this is the first time anything's gone on sale. I think they sold that big, what is it? I don't know if they sold it, but the giant, like, knitted sweater for that guy. Do you know who I'm talking about? They're, like, biggest puppet ever.
Sure. I do not know. But in other puppet news, so the Knives Out movie has been released in theaters, but not yet on Netflix. Okay. And to do some, like, promo stuff to drum up, what's it called? Wake Up Dead Man. I feel like they tapped into the cultural, like, thing of people saying that the next Knives Out movie should obviously, like, be the Muppets.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right? Or, like, involve the Muppets. And so they had a cameo on Sesame Street, which is, like, we're getting in the right direction. But it was a puppet of Daniel Craig. Yeah. So it was like they made a puppet of Daniel Craig and then had him, like, interact with the Sesame Street Muppets. And that was the bit. But then somebody asked Daniel Craig about it later, and he was like, oh, like, they didn't ask me about that. But it's like the whole fucking point is that it's a human interacting with the Muppets. It's like they fumbled the bag so hard.
Yeah.
You get Daniel, because he, like, seemed like he would have been into it. You get human Daniel Craig to interact with the Muppets. You don't make a Muppet of Daniel Craig. That's, like, such an example of, like, them misreading what fans are asking for. Like, trying to do fan service, but, like, completely missing the mark with it. Because it's like, no, I want to see Daniel Craig talk to Miss Piggy. I don't want to see a puppet of Daniel Craig. That's not the point.
I need Benoit Blanc interacting.
Exactly. But I'm really excited for that movie. I went to go watch it on Netflix, and then I was like, oh, in the theaters, and I was like, fuck. But then I was like, honestly, good that it's in the movie theaters for at least some time and is not like immediately available to the public. It was a good thing.
Absolutely, it's a good problem to have.
I did go see that movie Eternity with,
what did you think?
I actually really liked it. I was very pleasantly surprised because it's like kind of a rom-com, and I didn't think I was gonna like it, but a friend had some free tickets through A24. If you, like, sign up for the A24 newsletter, you can just, like, get free movie tickets, but you have to redeem them at AMC's, I think. So we, like, drove out to an AMC, and he's like, I have a free ticket, like, let's go. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, a free movie, I'll go. But it was Elizabeth Olsen, because he was a huge Elizabeth Olsen fan, so he's like, we've got to see this. And then there's Miles Teller and Mr. Dua, who I've seen rumored, what's his name?
James Bond.
Callum Turner. He's going to be James Bond, is what the rumors are saying, which...
I still think it should be Dev Patel, but
if we're picking a classic, like a white British man, which like in
Sure.
today's day and age, I'm like, sure. Did you see that the Pantone color of the year is a shade of white?
No.
So Pantone, I don't know, like if this is just like a design kind of person thing to be tapped into, but Pantone is like, you know, the color codes and stuff.
I
And
know it.
Pantone, the company, they put out every year, they pick like a color of the year, and it'll, you know, they'll give it a fun name like, you know, sage green or whatever. It's kind of like the Le Creuset, right? Like the Le Creuset of
Sure.
the year. Like, what's the color going to be? But this year, their color is white, and they're calling it Cloud Dancer. But it's like, how can you be so tone deaf? Just pick literally any other color. Also, white is not a color, but don't pick white. What?
Like, that's the last thing you need. It's almost like if you're trying to, okay, I can understand, and I at least say, like, if you're trying to reflect what 2025 has been, I can't argue that white does feel appropriate, but also give the girls something to be happy about, you know?
It's the Pantone color of the year. We don't need to be making a statement, especially in that direction. Or if you be cheeky, call it like Mar-a-Lago face and have it be like a weird off orange, you know? Like, like do a joke then.
Speaking of, Sydney Sweeney has started her Mar-a-Lago-fication.
Yeah, her fuck-ass Bob. I don't know if anyone listening knows what I'm talking about, but in Attack on Titan, the Titans are like these giant monster creatures, and there's one Titan who, in particular, the Titan eats Eren Yeager's mom, and then we like learn the identification of that Titan like later in the series. But she's basically just like, I'll send you a picture of it, sure, Emily. But it's like she's just like this huge woman with like huge teeth and just like this fuck ass blonde bob. I've seen so many memes of people just responding with that picture of that Titan to all the Sydney Sweeney posts. I know what you're talking about. Sends me. Yeah, okay. Variety actor on actors. Poor Ethan Hawke.
Why? What did he do? This humiliation ritual has to stop. That man loves nothing more than like the art of cinema. And you pair him up with Sydney Sweeney, that's fucked. That's really fucked up.
This whole conversation has like kind of reminded me, wasn't it last year or whatever year Sebastian Stan's Donald Trump movie came out that no one would talk to him? Yeah. No one would talk to him, and they all said no. So I'm like other celebrities had the power to say no to Sebastian Stan because they didn't want to talk about Trump. Then that means that all of them should have had the power to say no to Sydney Sweeney. Ethan Hawke, do you know that you can say no? Do you you don't have to participate?
I don't think he's that culturally into, you know, I don't think if it's...
He doesn't know?
I don't think he knows. I'd be interested. He seems like the kind of guy that I would wonder if he would talk about it in the interview.
I mean, also, haven't his last two movies been like Black Phone and Black Phone 2 or whatever? Yeah. Like, maybe it's perfect. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Ethan Hawke.
I forget what he's promoting right now. I think isn't it like a another Linklater one? And he was like, oh yeah, he wanted to make it years ago, but like it hasn't happened until now because he needed me old or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But also the exclusion of Chase Infinity. Why isn't she in there? I'm pissed.
Well, I mean, just use her instead of Sydney Sweeney. What has she actually had that's been successful this year? Nothing.
That fuck-ass boxing movie that they're trying to say has Oscar hype and is not real. It has been the biggest flop. No, it's been like a monumental flop in the box office, like record-breaking. With like, I think it was how fast the sales declined from week 1 to week 2, which week 1 was already bad. But it was something like a 93% drop in ticket sales or some shit. Like, I just don't even understand why is she there? How is she there? Is it just to drum up buzz by like having us talk about it? Is Variety just looking for controversy? I don't know. And not Variety, but the Wall Street Journal putting Club Chalamet. Have you seen the whole Club Chalamet
issue? Was crazy. I did not remember. The Wall Street Journal is like the least accredited like anything at this point.
Why are we platforming this woman? It's insane.
She's a stalker.
I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but it's like literally like Yolanda who shot Selena. It's like we're gonna put Yolanda on the cover. Like, no, that's it's a weird behavior to like sort of, I don't know, award.
Well, yeah, I don't understand it. It's really creepy. It's really unsettling. I am hyped for Marty Supreme, though, I have to admit. I'm like,
obviously. My ass is sat.
I'm really excited. That's kind of like, there haven't been like a hell of a lot of movies that I've been like, oh, I'm seeing that like day one this year. I will be there.
Yeah, December's going to be great for me. I'm excited. Avatar and Marty Supreme.
I'm really excited for both of them.
And Miley Cyrus saying that her song isn't until the very end, so you have to wait around. She said, you'll be in the theaters for 3 hours. Can you just wait 3 more minutes? Because my song is in the credits. She asked really
nicely. I you know what, Miley, I will because I am interested to see what she's pulled out for this.
The song, I mean, you can hear the song like in the trailers a little bit. It sounds pretty like generic epic movie ballad kind of thing, but yeah, Miley, I'm gonna sit through the credits, obviously.
I don't know. I feel like Miley is one of those people that like obviously they're not using like a rock anything over the like final battle or anything like that. But Miley's one of those ones I feel like you could sneak in there, you know? I wish Miley got a cameo.
If she did some, like, epic screams and they had, like, some raspy screams and they had those, like, as the Na'vi were fighting, yeah, I think that could work for sure.
I like that, actually.
Or, wait, you know how she was in High School Musical 2, just, like, for a second?
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Make her a Na'vi for, like, a second. Just have her be in the background.
Miley. It's like, where's Waldo?
Those who know. Or, like, a Na'vi with a blonde wig on. No, that's taking it too far. That's taking it too far.
The blonde highlights,
but we're circling back. James
I was gonna say, I am glad that you have given me this homework this month, because watching this did make me so excited for whatever giant action sequence this is all the Avatar movies are gonna culminate to.
No, he's a master of the genre. Like, no one does an action movie like Jam Cam. It's wild. So you had seen this before, obviously.
I had seen this before. I watched this with Lauren, my partner, which was really fun to watch with someone that has never seen this movie before.
Have they seen Alien? Like the first one? They
have seen Alien, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I hadn't watched this movie in a couple of years or something.
Same here.
So I was like, oh, well, it's, you know, I knew the general beats and everything, and it is kind of the same thing as Alien almost. But, oh my God, I was really blown away this watch. Like,
gripping.
It truly just stays on an incline the entire time and doesn't let up until the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's a masterclass in pacing and action sequences. I have a big framed photo on my wall of Ripley with the flamethrower gun.
Yes, ma'am.
Which you gifted to me. So
that was one of my best Goodwill finds.
I see her every day, and I have Thelma and Louise too. I have like my badass lady movie.
Yes.
But yeah, so I had seen Aliens, but definitely less times than I've seen Alien. Like, Alien is a go-to rewatch for me. And people who say that Aliens or the sequel is better, that's an opinion that I'm not going to push back on. Like, if you think that, I think that that's fair. But I just like the first one a lot more. It's just like foundational and it's so iconic and
it's a lot more
I don't know,
suspense-driven, I think, where this is more action-driven.
I would call that like a suspense thriller movie, whereas this is like an action thriller, maybe.
For sure.
But basically what it is...
We get Mommy Ripley. That's the whole thing.
Yes. At the end of movie 1, Ripley and Jonesy the cat make it out alive. The one alien decimates the whole crew in the ship. They make it out alive in like a hypersleep pod or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're just drifting around.
Hope someone finds us.
In 57 years, they get snatched back up by Wayland Yutani, and they're like, hey, it's been 57 years. And she's like, where's my 11-year-old daughter? And they're like, dead, obviously. Your whole family dead. Everyone dead.
I forgot she had a family and all that.
Yeah, I think it's in cutscenes. I don't think they show you the scene of her, like, looking at the picture of her old daughter in the theatrical cut of the movie. I think you have to, like, go find the director's cut to get that info.
Did you watch the director's cut?
No, but I was looking into it after the fact, because I was like, where's this maternal thing coming from? And I'm like, it's from the exposition that she has a dead daughter that we just, like, don't get.
Yeah, because I feel like I didn't even understand that in the first movie. They didn't really tee up that there was, family back there or whatever.
I don't even know if they mention it, but yeah, they cut it out of movie 2. And that's why when she meets Newton is immediately like, you're my kid, I'm going to be your mommy now. It's kind of like, where's that coming from? Like, Ripley, you're really putting it all on the line for this rando. But then it's like, no, she just found out that her daughter's dead. So obviously it's like space to fill, which makes a lot more
Sure.
sense. I was like,
Makes a lot more
they
sense.
should have
but
left that.
I also was not perturbed by a woman just having a very strong moral compass and a strong motherly
Real.
maternal instinct. It
Mhm.
still worked for me, which I think that's probably why they cut it.
Yeah,
I
to trim
guess.
it or
But
whatever.
that's
Yeah,
still-
I agreed. Just that she's the kind of person who would go back in to save a kid. Like,
Yeah, I think it
That's-
makes her a little more righteous or
mhm.
whatever. But yeah, it does come off as confusing where, like, don't get me wrong, it's like, yes, like, obviously you're gonna help a kid if you see it, but, like, she's like, oh no, it's all or nothing now for this guy.
And very much like coddling her, being like, "Don't worry, I will never leave you. I am your protector now." Like giving
Yes,
very
yes.
motherly signals to this kid who's very much
Which,
in need.
oh my god, yeah, that poor girl needs it after what she's been
Newt.
through.
Covered in dirt, in the tunnels.
Give Newt a gun. Give Newt a
Oh my
pulse
god,
rifle.
I literally have that. Give Newt a cigarette, give Newt a gun are my two first notes. I'm like, the rest
out
of
of-
this crew, useless.
Dude, right?
One of
Hudson,
those
I would trust
huge-
Newt over Hudson.
One of those like huge machine guns with
machine
like
guns?
the hip, like the big ones. I'm like, give
Yeah,
that
yeah.
to Newt.
No, for real.
Bigger than she is.
I would trust her.
but-
She knows her fucking shit.
Basically, Ripley wakes back up and gets reacquainted, and they're like, hey, we've now put a terraforming colony on this planet, and there's, what did they say, like 70 families, so there's like a
Yes.
fuck ton of people down there, and they're like, but we lost contact with them. Will you be an alien expert and come with the crew to investigate what had happened?
And she said,
Because
Fuck
up until
no.
this point, Ripley's like, my whole crew was taken out by an alien, and they're like, that seems untrue. And she's like, well, let me give you a detailed report of what happened. And they're all like, we don't believe you. They're like gaslighting her into being like, we don't think that happened. There's no evidence of any alien or
Yeah, where's the
extraterrestrial life
alien?
force. They don't believe her, but they're like, will you come just in case? And it's like,
Yeah.
obviously that's the case. Like, the movie is called Aliens. And so they get down there and everyone dead, gone.
Immediately slaughtered.
And they're going to investigate. And as we know, it's sort of a plural aliens situation this time. So they are lurking all about. And it's very much like the first movie where we have this like kind of crew of people with different skills and jobs, but they're all very much just like in the military and they all have guns and they're like, they want to just go in shooting. But then we have...
Mr. Cameron had something to say about the military this round. That's for sure.
With him, it's sort of this interesting thing because you see it a lot in Avatar too.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he obviously like loves guns and machines and mechs and sort of the military, like the militarization of
Yes.
technology, I think is something that James Cameron like has a lot of reverence for or
Yeah,
interest
of course.
in.
I think just technology in general, probably. Think about, like, the technology it took to get him down to, like, the Mariana Trench and all, you know?
And should have James Cameron just been a diver? No, obviously not. But sometimes I'm like, imagine if he had put all that energy, we would know what was in the ocean. We'd
Dude,
fully
trust-
have
I
mapped
know.
everything in the ocean by now if we just
I
let James
know.
Cameron loose.
In another life, hopefully he gets reincarnated and, you know, comes back to do the job, but we'll see.
Or just like Sigourney Weaver in Avatar 2, he like will upload his brain like into a child and then he'll just like be teenage
I
James
haven't-
Cameron. Well, you know,
Spoiler.
yeah, I guess
I didn't know how
so.
she got there, but yes.
Well, it's actually not really like that. It's more complex than that.
Okay,
You'll see. But then Bradley Cooper, who's not actually Bradley Cooper, what's his name in the movie? Burke, the Wayland Yutani like company man who
Bradley Cooper.
he was giving me like gay Bradley Cooper in Wet Hot American Summer.
I don't know that I can see it. He was like too smarmy for me from the
Or
job.
like as Leonard Bernstein, just like gay Bradley Cooper is what this man was giving me. Like, I don't know. But Burke, that's his name. I don't know that actor's name, but Burke. And he basically is like, okay, even though we have all these guns, we're going to go in. But my goal is like taking samples for science and like keeping some alive. And Ripley's not fucking into it. Yeah. And then so the
Well, he
military,
kinda
though,
keeps it
James
secret.
Cameron,
That's the whole thing. He
that he wants to get them impregnated with alien specimen to bring them back as test
Yeah, that's
subjects,
the-
but he's
yeah.
like, I'm going to keep it on the DL.
He said, I don't think these
business."
guys are going to want chest bursters in them, so I'm going to keep this to myself this time.
But James Cameron, like, very much is like, even though it's like look how hype the military is, he makes sure to add in those moments of like, these are a bunch of jarhead idiots. Like, these people are dumb. They don't listen to instructions. They just love guns. They're just going to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So I think he always adds in that little bit of like criticism of the type of person who's generally in the military that I think offsets the like optics of like, look how fucking dope it is to be in a mech.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, shout out to him for including the lesbians in this one, because there are hey mamas that will act like that.
Here's the thing. Problematic. Firing the James Cameron problematic gun, which I'm gonna have to do a lot. So they have this crew, this military crew, right? And we get to sort of meet these couple different people and what they're doing, and there are women involved, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And they all have really short hair, and they're doing the same jobs as the men for the most part. Like, there's one of the women is a pilot. One of them, I don't know, she's doing something else. But the main woman who we see, her name is Vasquez.
And the main dyke.
She controls like one of these huge guns, and she's really clapping back at the other soldiers. They're making comments about her gender and her race, and she's like, yeah, she's clapping back. I love the dynamic between her and the other guy who carries the other really big gun, and they have like a very like buddy kind of dynamic. But
yeah, do or die brothers kind of shit.
It's like fulfilling this sort of like Latina badass trope that is kind of obnoxious, and James Cameron does continue to do that into Avatar, right? With
yes, our pilot.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Fast and Furious, and we're doing that again. But this time, I was like, what's going on here? I'm like looking into it. That is a white woman in brown face.
Shut up.
Crazy. So Vasquez, the character Vasquez, is played by Jeanette Goldstein, who's a white woman. And in interviews, she's like, yeah, it was really tough because when I'd get sweaty, like all the brown makeup on me would start to drip off and they'd have to reapply it. Like literally in head to toe, like bronzer, brown face and brown contacts. That's a white woman with blue eyes who they literally...
I need to pull up the IMDb. That's
not
insane.
Chill. Not chill.
James, what the fuck?
And then to like fulfill this kind of like tropey, shitty stereotype, it's like, oh, you couldn't even do something like interesting or new with this character. I hate it because it's like we're edging into a territory where James Cameron is like doing a cool thing with his female characters, right? Where it's like, there's no discrimination in the workplace and they're just as badass as everyone else. And I think Ripley is like really one of the best, female protagonists in all of film. And James Cameron handles her with a lot of care, much like in the first movie. But it's just it's messy. It's messy.
Sorry, I'm just looking at Jeanette Goldstein right now. This is insane.
Yeah, at this white woman.
Dude. Wow,
and it's 1986, but that is not an excuse. There were working Latina actresses. It's not.
I got the side by side, like, girl.
Literally, yeah.
That's not a little bronzer. Holy shit.
And then you're looking at her
you
and you're like, wait,
her,
I can kind of tell.
Dude, you could have just made her, like, white Latina.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Or just make the character white. Just don't call her Vasquez. Call her Smith or something, you know?
Call her Goldstein. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's wild. I was gonna say, I do think it's funny because I was over here giving him props. I was like, they let the dyke live for a substantial amount of time in this movie. Usually it's kind of one and done. I thought she'd be done.
White woman.
Exactly.
The audacity of white women, like.
Oh my god.
Madame Morrible, Flip It Around, Wicked Witch. I saw a good one that was Master Manipulator, Flip It Around, White Women.
Yeah.
Or also Marty Mauser, Willy Wonka.
Man.
You go, Michelle Yeoh. Everyone's saying you ruined the movie. She's having a good time doing her puns. She's living.
I don't know if she's living. Have you seen her on that press tour, girl?
Yeah, none of those ladies are living. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
But then we get into the business, and then there's a bunch of aliens, and then we find out that all the aliens come from the mama alien, and that's what needs to get destroyed. And then basically it's like the whole action sequence of the crew just getting decimated by the aliens until at the very end, Ripley takes on the mama alien, and she says, "Get away from her, you bitch!" And she flamethrowers, she duct tapes her flamethrower to her gun, and she flamethrowers all the alien eggs, and she gets Newt, and she saves the day. And then they escape. Did I miss anything? I don't know.
Not really. No. I mean, I think a lot of that is kind of the whole movie, but like, obviously you get a lot from actually watching it. You know, like it's not a crazy plot or anything like that.
It's the full
exactly. There's nothing more to say except it's like everyone's getting picked off one by one, and Mama Ripley has to save the day again. Mind you, this is like a week after in her brain because she's been in cryo sleep for 57 years. This is a week after her last encounter with these aliens. My girl can't catch a break.
I love it. She wakes up and she gets her little apartment, like her little space age little closet shoebox apartment. And she's always drinking like a shot of espresso out of a cunty little coffee cup. Like in any downtime that these people have, Ripley has a little cunty thing of coffee, and she like makes coffee for everyone else. She gets this like teeny tiny little sippy cup of hot chocolate at one point. I'm like, what is it with Ripley and these hot beverages and these like cunty little 60s cups? I'm obsessed.
They always have really great design for that, because I remember watching Alien 3 sometime last year for the first time, and they had, well, I have my French press right here, but they had like one of these it looks like a whole French press, but it's just like a coffee cup. The cutest thing. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, obviously all of the design elements and like how much time went into it is one of the things that's like most impressive about this movie. And obviously any Ridley Scott movies, not that this is Ridley, but you know, he sort of created the universe and everything. James Cameron just took it to another level, honestly. I was really impressed by the lighting in this film.
And a lot of those are practical effects, especially the big mother alien. That's a big puppet. That's a puppet that had to be operated by like 16 people or something. Like everything is practical. It's so cool. I was digging into a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, and I was looking at the rigging for some of these puppets, and specifically, so Ridley has this big girl boss moment where she wakes up out of cryo sleep and she gets put onto this crew, and she's like, "What can I do to help?" And he's like, "Well, what can you do?" And so then she gets into one of the giant mechs. Like, it's basically like a robot forklift kind of situation.
Yeah, sure.
And she just gets right into it. She gets it. And again, if you've seen Avatar, it's like very much the evolution of the James Cameron mech. You can see throughout time of like him imagining this, because it's like a big part of the human fighter mech thing in Avatar. But this is more just like of a forklift kind of situation. It moves kind of slowly. It's like clearly just for like moving pallets and stuff.
Yeah, a little
clunky. She gets into it, and she can obviously handle it no problem. And all the guys are like, "Oh, we shouldn't have underestimated this lady. She knows how to use the forklift. Forklift certified." Okay. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, it's been 57 years and nothing has changed. Like, the technology hasn't advanced or changed. It's just the same. She could just get in and do it with ease. She's not like, "Oh, they switched the handle to be on the right now," or, you know, some sort of note to be like,
yeah, you would hope
now.
There's been some evolution in the last 60 years.
But I guess if Weyland Yutani is just about, like, profit, you know, maybe they're using old model mechs. Who knows?
Wouldn't shock me.
But very epic. She gets into this giant mech and fights the big alien and crushes its head in her mech claws, forklift claws, and then pushes it out the air vac into space. And then we get, like, a hole into open space again, which I'm like, okay, James Cameron, I know you're a science guy. That's not working. That's not working for anyone.
Right?
Do something else. We all know that even a little bit of space is exposed, everyone's brain is just going to explode from fucking pressure. Like, you're dead. No question. This, like, the hole is open for, like, the better part of a whole action sequence. Fucking bullshit.
It was one of those things where I was watching it, and I had that same thought, and then he committed to it so hard that I was like, am I stupid? You know, and I was like, is it because the air is being sucked out that it's still like oxygenated?
Or the ship is so big that it's gonna take time.
I was like trying to make it work in my head, and I was like, oh no, he just took liberties.
And it's the same as the first movie, obviously. She pushes the alien out the air vac. Like, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I can't remember if she was, like, exposed to the air or whatever.
It was definitely less gratuitous, that's for sure.
I was going to say, isn't that how they do it on Alien Romulus as well? I can't remember. Did you see that one?
Yes, I did see that one. All I remember is David Johnson's performance as the and the baby. Yeah. I'm very spotty with the Alien franchise as a whole. I haven't seen a ton of them. I've seen 1 and 2, Alien and Aliens. I haven't seen Alien 3, which I recently learned is actually like Alien Cubed, and it's Fincher, and it's his directorial debut as well.
Yes, it's really bad. It's really bad. I love it.
It's really bad?
It's really bad,
she's bald. I know that she's bald in it in the meme of the alien, like, breathing next to her ear. I know that. So I had thought that I had watched it, but I was like, I think I just know that meme, because I was, like, reading the plot, and I was like, I have not seen this film.
Do you want me to spoil it for you, or do you care?
Yeah, spoilers, everyone. Spoilers. For Alien 3.
It's basically, it's essentially, like, I think the same sort of thing again. We do the same thing again. They get picked up. Like, Ripley, I believe, like, something got implanted on the ship that she was on. She's the only sole survivor. Newt dies. He kills off Newt immediately.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That's a funny choice.
Which, like, I guess you have to, because it's, like, the movie is, again, coming out 10 years later or something like that. The kid actor is not still 10 years old.
Just get another dirty kid. Like, just get another kid and cover them in dirt.
How hard is it to find a blonde British person, you know?
Real, yeah.
Blonde British 10-year-old.
Any 9-year-old.
But it's like a whole thing of like the entire movie. Ripley, I think, no, I can't remember it because it was bad. It was pretty unremarkable. But it was like 1992. So he was the first person to like bring CGI into the franchise. And it is the chunkiest CGI you could possibly imagine, Dara.
That's really funny. I'll have to watch it now.
Impressively bad. And I think the whole thing is like Ripley has an alien inside her and then she like sacrifices herself. I don't know. And then somehow they bring her... And then somehow they bring it back for Winona Ryder in the fourth.
Yeah, movie 4 is it's like a clone of her.
Yes, it's like a synthetic Ripley.
Yes. But I also have never seen number 4. But I've seen Prometheus, maybe.
I want to watch those. See, yeah, those are the ones that I find intriguing.
Fassbender. Whatever one had Michael Fassbender in
Prometheus.
it. I saw that one in the theaters when it came out, not have really ever having seen any of them. And the whole time Henry was like explaining to me who everyone was and what was going on. And I was like, I need to get caught up on this. But I haven't seen any of those movies. None of the Predator movies. Everyone says that the Alien versus Predator movies fucking rip. I would love to go watch those. I should get into it.
Maybe we should do an action month.
But then now there's like a TV show. There's a TV show as well.
Wasn't Elle Fanning in it or something? Or one of the Fanning
Elle Fanning was just in the Alien or Predator Badlands movie. It was a Predator movie that just came out. And I got pretty bad reviews, so I wasn't, really too interested in seeing it until I saw an interview of the guy who plays the Predator, and sexy, and he's like speaking the Predator language, which is like a lot of like tongue clicking, and it was really hot, and I was like, wait, maybe I should go see it. But then it was like everyone was saying that the movie was trash, but then I was like, maybe I need to go back and like educate myself on the Predator franchise, because then Henry was also telling me, I guess there have been some attempts at a video game for this franchise that have been
Predator specifically, or Alien versus Predator.
Well, both an Alien video game, and that he said that there's one that's really bad, but then there's another one that's like pretty decent, and you can play as a human, as an alien, or as a predator. And the like logical way through the game is that you start as a human and you play through, and then you can play through again as the alien, and then you can play through as the predator, right? So it's like you get the evolution of the franchise, like through the experience playing.
That is really fresh. It's funny you bring that up. This was as we were watching this, Lauren was talking about how this one feels very like easily pushed into the realm of a video game.
Yeah. If it was just like you have a huge gimbal Steadicam gun and you have to go in and blast fucking aliens, like that sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah, you gotta genocide all the alien babies.
the eggs.
Hop 2. Yeah,
Get
no,
those
that scene,
eggs.
oh my God. That scene really floored me a little bit this time. Just like the
Scale and the
scale for sure, but I was really impressed with the way that I just don't know that I really picked up on it the first watch, is the way that she's communicating with the mother and how they're both like on a level playing field, and it's like, okay, I got my baby here, I see you got your baby there. If we just walk away, fine, we'll call it a day.
And then the
sort of
egg
thing.
opens and she gives her the look. She's
That
like,
little
you
nut,
shouldn't
she's
have
like-
fucked with me.
Literally the really bitch look. And I was gagged about that. And then just her opening up to a flamethrower, I was like, this is why Sigourney Weaver fucking snapped on these movies, dude. I'm not mad about her riding this franchise till it died.
No, she's amazing. And I love that this gives us the James Cameron Sigourney Weaver team up that we then get again in Avatar. And like he gets her in his rotation. So what had happened was Ridley Scott makes the first Alien movie, right? And it does really well. It's very successful.
Sure.
And then the studio is like, should we do a second one? And it was like sort of like a conversation like, I don't know, should we not? But there was a group of people who were like, we want to make a second one. And so they find the script for the Terminator, and they're like, this guy's doing this Terminator movie, and it's, you know, very action forward. Let's see if he can make a pass at a script. And James Cameron writes a script, and he's like, here's my script, but I want to direct it too. And they're like, who are you? Sorry, who are you? And at this point, no one had asked Sigourney Weaver. No one told Sigourney Weaver about a second movie.
Okay,
like,
they were just trying to tee it up.
They were like, yeah, basically trying to tee it up. And again, with Ridley Scott, like, I don't think they involved him or asked him at all. I think they were just like, and we're moving forward, which is like kind of weird. But James Cameron steps in, very inexperienced. He had only made 2 movies, I think, prior. Terminator, which was in production at the time, so it's not like people knew him from that. And then Piranha 2, which is like, who knows Piranha 2?
Yeah.
But he goes and he's like, I'm going to do this, and my wife is going to be the producer. And everyone's like, this seems like a joke. James Cameron has had 5 wives. This is a bit of Wikipedia.
There's a early lore drop for his month, so.
Yeah, he's on his 5th wife, and he has this like pattern where he like marries whoever he's working with on movies, and then will like probably cheat on them with the next person who was working on him with a movie, you know?
Okay.
So it's like you can track who he was. If you know Catherine Bigelow, who directed Zero Dark 30, and what is the one with the defusing the bombs with Jeremy Renner that won the fucking Oscar?
Yeah.
She's
I know
the
what you're
first
talking
woman
about.
to ever win an Oscar for being a director. He was married to her for a hot minute. But yeah, he's on his 5th wife, who he's been married to since Titanic. He met her while working on Titanic, and he stuck with her. But he ripped through.
That's a pretty long time.
Ripped through's a bad way to say that. He has had 5 wives, though.
Kind of. He kind of did, though.
Yeah.
Because
they're all like,
Titanic came out in what, 99? He's been with her for like 30 plus years or almost 30 years at this point.
Yeah, at this point they have kids together and stuff, but it was like,
how long were those
very
other
much
ones?
just
That's like a I feel like time span wise, those other ones couldn't have been more than like what, 5 years?
2. Yeah, he was married. No, it's like a 2-year rollover, but it's like they're back to back to back to back. It's very somewhat innocuous.
Okay, yeah.
But James Cameron rolls up and he's like, I'm going to make this second movie. And they're like, okay, you're going to do it. And he brings over a ton of actors from Terminator. The Bishop.
Loved him.
What do you call them? The robots. What do you call them?
Or android? Or whatever.
Androids.
Synthetic.
Bishop the android. And then what was the name of the captain who like teaches Ridley how to use the gun? And it's like kind of sexy. It's like, it's kind of won't they for a second there.
Hicks. I liked Hicks.
The 2 of them. Sexy. And then was it anyone else as well? They're all in Terminator, too, because I just watched Terminator the other day to get ready for Terminator 2.
Getting prepped,
and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, this is just Aliens again. Like, it's all the same people. But I guess he took a bunch of his actor buddies, but they used the same crew as movie 1. So they go to the UK, and it's all the same crew for the most part, and they fucking hated him. They were like, this is not what movie 1 was. We fucking hate this shit. And he was like, let me, like, you guys can get to know me. We'll, like, watch my movie Terminator, and you guys can, like, sort of get to know my style. None of them showed up. They were like, fuck you. We hate you.
Why?
Which is so funny. So funny. I don't know. They just didn't like his style, and I don't think they liked the way that it was, like, being handled or whatever. Maybe he was kind of a dick to work with. I don't know what the tea was.
Would not shock me if the kind of guy that, like, takes wives on movie sets was also a dick on movie sets when he was a young man.
Or, like, having a really specific vision and, like, not being compromising or whatever.
Yes.
But basically, it got to the point where they're, like, going to start to make the movie. And Sigourney Weaver, they're like, hey, we have this movie. And she's like, yeah, you're going to give me $1 million, right? And they were like, no. And then, but basically, it was like, you can't do the movie without her. So there was all this talk of, like, oh, can we write Ripley out? Can we replace Ripley? Like, what's the deal? And then James Cameron, like, tried to do a fake out where, like, with the studio where he was like, we're gonna pull it, and then they got the big salary for Sigourney and they locked her in there. Good. Yeah, and she got what she deserved. Because you cannot, she is the franchise. You can't do it without her.
And she showed up and showed out for this movie. Like, as much as, of course, I really love, like you were talking about earlier, movie 1, it is iconic. I love that we get badass Ripley here. Like, of course, the last time she's very unsure. This is the first, for movie 1, she's never encountered this. This is all new to her, you know. Movie 2, she at least kind of knows what she's dealing with. And you took her kid, so now she's pissed.
And she's surrounded by these military idiots who aren't listening to her. Like, that whole section where it's like, if they fire their guns, they're going to create a nuclear explosion. Then they start firing their guns, and it doesn't seem like a nuclear explosion happens. I'll be honest. It's like, no, you guys can't fire your guns in here. And then Vasquez goes and starts firing the huge gun.
Immediately,
but then it's like, I thought it was like the whole ship is going to detonate if that happens. And that didn't happen. So it was sort of like...
Yeah. I think it was like it was very like a in case situation. Like, it might blow up if we shoot in here. So
right.
I don't know.
But no one's listening to her. Bradley Cooper's over here yapping in her ear, trying to get her pregnant with an alien baby. Like, yeah, she's pissed and she's on one. And she's always the smartest person in the room. She's always the character that we can, like, turn to trust, like, moral compass wise, driving the story. Mm-hmm. Like, an incredible, I feel like we don't get female protagonists like this, like, really ever, but especially in action movies that are such like a bro-y kind of genre. I think it's so cool that one of the best franchises of all time has this, like, badass woman at the front.
Yeah.
And that Sigourney Weaver, like, takes so much ownership in the character as well. Like,
so
it's
prideful.
not just a surface level, like, badass lady with a gun. Like, she's complex and she has thoughts and she speaks her mind. It's astonishing to me that a movie directed and written by men was able to squeeze out something this, like, I don't know, I don't want to say progressive, but just like a good female character. Like, that just doesn't ever fucking happen.
Yeah. You'll have to watch Alien 3 and let me know what you think.
Does it get decimated? Like, they're like, she's bald now, so that means she's a badass. Now she doesn't have to speak.
I don't know. It was very, like, I think it lost me pretty quick, so I can't speak for it too much, but it's certainly not the first two. You know, we don't continue that gradual incline. Fincher did drop the ball.
Yeah. No, I don't have a good sense of, like, the franchise as a whole.
Yeah.
But it is kind of interesting to me that they would, like, do a repetitive thing again, because movie 2 is obviously just kind of a rerun of movie 1, but there's aliens this time.
Yes. Which it works because,
don't mess with it.
Like we said, it's sort of, it's a genre jump, you know?
Right. So. It's like, keep the bones and just make it an action movie now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I guess the way James Cameron, like, convinced this group of movie people to let him do number 2 is that he walked up to a whiteboard that said alien on it, and he just put a $sign at the end, aliens. Because from day one, this man has been money on his mind. He knows. He's like,
I'm sure.
He's like, box office is going to respond well to me.
Clearly.
I can tell.
I mean, like
aliens, $sign, cha-ching, and he is obviously right.
Yeah, he's kind of real as fuck for that, I can't lie. But, yeah, I don't know. I was really impressed with, obviously, like, Avatar, you get a lot of this beauty in, like, I guess sort of the big general movie. But I was really impressed with some of just, like, the single shots in this one. Especially, like, there's I mean, like, Lauren and I were gagging on the couch when Newt is in the water and that alien slithers up behind her.
Yes. Obviously, James Cameron knows how to work with water. Like, that is just his niche and his knack. But that is, like, one of the best things ever caught on film, put to film, is that alien coming up out of the water behind Newt. It's incredible.
And it's so funny because it's like almost just a split second. Like, I'm still craving more of that shot, almost, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the same thing with, like, oh my God, it was the lighting in the room when Ripley was, like, trying to put Newt to bed, and they were, and just, oh my God, before Hays codes were a thing, and they were just, everything was so foggy. It was awesome.
And the scene, too, where her and Newt are trapped in the room with the facehugger, and the facehugger is scuttling around, trying to get to them, and they're locked in there. That was really giving me Jurassic Park. The kitchen, the raptor in the industrial kitchen kind of scene,
Absolutely.
right? Like putting it in this sort of very human
confined
environment,
space.
But it's like still an apex predator. So cool. And she's waving her arms at the camera, and Burke just shuts it off so that they don't see her.
Like they did a really
nasty man. I want him gone.
No, they did a really great job of making the villain in this one. Whereas, of course,
it's like he's like the company guy too, and he's acting like so corporate, and everything he says feels so scripted. They just like perfectly captured that kind of person. Like, everyone's met a guy like that. I guess that actor, I can't remember his name right now, but I guess at the premiere of the movie, his sister was there and she slapped him. And she was like, your character was so evil, I have to slap you. And he was like, I get it.
That's funny. Oh my God. The other thing that really, I didn't remember this from watching it the first time. I'm sorry. The alien using the elevator is fucking hysterical.
Yes.
My
yes.
God.
The big climax of the movie is that the alien's gonna wait for the elevator to come back down and then get on it. Is so James Cameron, and is so funny. It's like for a second, we're all gonna pay attention to the mechanism of this elevator.
Yes.
Have you ever been in an elevator that has fallen? Have you ever had a scary... Yeah, have you ever had, like, a scary elevator experience? Well, not
particularly. But you had, like, a jolt kind of thing?
Yeah, I've had a fair number of, like, weird elevator experiences. I lived in a building that was, like, really shitty. And the elevator would, like, rattle, and we'd always, like, joke. But then sometimes...
Which building was this? Where were you, Boston, or...?
I was in college, yeah, and I lived on the 9th floor. It was a 12-story building, and I lived on the 9th floor. So I had to take the elevator. I was like, either I have to hoof it up some crazy stairs, or I have to take the gamble on this elevator. And it would rattle a little bit, and then sometimes it would, like, stop on floor, like, 4 or 5, right? Because I had to get up to 9. And then it would, like, it never dropped, like, it was only, like, a foot or two. It wasn't, like, a whole floor. But it would jolt back down a little bit and then go back up. And there were times where it got fully stuck, and we would have to wait in there and call the fire department. And then they'd, come and get us out.
Have you had to, like, crawl out and do that whole thing?
Not crawl, just, like, the doors wouldn't open. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy.
And they've had to pry it open.
I work in a really old building, too, that has a really out-of-date elevator that gets stuck a lot. And I've had to call the fire department to come let people out of it, like, multiple times. So I have, like, bad elevator juju. Yeah, I've got, like, bad elevator experiences. I'm not scared of them, though. It's like getting in a car, you know? It's like you never know.
Yeah, they also, those things have mechanisms for if they fall to the ground.
Exactly,
so.
yeah, to catch it. It's like you're,
It's a thing.
But yeah, I felt my stomach drop in an elevator more than once. It's not good.
Yeah.
So I'm like watching it, I'm like, I get it. I get the elevator intensity.
No, just hysterical because also, like, he opens up the shot and you can't tell if it's in there and then immediately starts, like, slowly coming out and, my God, man. He just knew how to do it. He had the sauce with this. I can't lie.
And he's never lost it. It's like, again, with all the firing of the problematic gun into the air, it's like, ultimately, I have to give it to James Cameron. Like, these are movies for movie lovers.
Yeah.
Sin no.
So can I ask, because obviously Titanic is sort of his, his most known, where do you sit on that field? Because Titanic...
About Titanic?
Yeah.
I've watched it once and I have no desire to watch it again, if I'm being honest. I think I appreciate the spectacle of it from afar more. I think if I were to ever go back, if I had any inkling for Titanic, I would start it halfway through. I would start it at the boat crash. I don't care about the first half of it. It's like, it's a 2-box VHS set and I'm only watching VHS tape 2.
Yeah.
Like,
the only reason
whole
to watch
part of it is great. The
only reason to watch the
orchestra
first part
playing
is for... Yes. It's for Kathy Bates.
Right. The unsinkable Molly Brown.
In the first half. Yes, of course.
But yeah, I don't really love Titanic. But it's been a while since I've rewatched it in any capacity. But I just really have no desire to. I don't really care about it. I don't really like Leonardo DiCaprio either. And it's like,
no,
I don't know, the whole thing. And for a James Cameron joint, it's just too actionless for me. It's like not exciting enough. And then it gets exciting in the boat sinking part, which I'm like, I could just watch Avatar 2: The Way of Water at this point, which,
yes.
Not to spoil, but we get some boat action going on in that movie.
Okay, I'm excited. I am excited for that.
I would put that one fairly low, actually. Like, even behind, like, Basic Instinct, and I just watched Terminator, and I really loved it. Yeah. Janie Lee Curtis, Zionist Lee Curtis. Fucking get her. Why is she ever invited to anything anymore? Like, oh my god, eat my fucking ass. Oh my god, to speak of Zionist.
True lies, you mean. Not Basic Instinct.
Yeah, not Basic Instinct, True Lies. Yeah, that's what I mean. Fucking Quentin Tarantino not understanding that Paul Dano has fucking shooters and that we're ready to come for his ass. I could not believe it. Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino, in what interview, like, in what context did he say this? Was this unprompted? Like, I don't understand.
I think so.
He was talking about There Will Be Blood, and he was like, oh, Daniel Day-Lewis, greatest performer
ever. One of the best.
Such an unfortunate thing that they put him next to Paul Dano, who gives a weak performance. He says, quote, weak sauce. What? Weak sauce? Is it 2012?
Yeah.
He grow up.
He called him one of the worst. He called him the worst actor in SAG.
Yeah, the weakest actor in SAG, he said. And then Paul Dano's
fuck you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't. And also, it's like, if you've seen There Will Be Blood, obviously he plays a weak character. That's a part of the character, is that he's a weak-willed individual. Like, that's like a basic media literacy understanding. And then he said that Austin Butler, he said, they should have gotten Austin Butler. Also, Quentin Tarantino, are you stupid? Austin Butler was 15 doing Nickelodeon TV shows at this time. Austin Butler wasn't going to be in There Will Be Blood, idiot.
He just, like, and don't get me wrong, Austin Butler is a fine actor. He is no Paul Dano.
No.
He's eye candy. Don't get me wrong, I liked Caught Stealing because it was a movie I could turn my brain off for. It was hot. I have
respect for Austin Butler after Dune 2, especially.
I always forget about that.
No, I think he has the sauce. He does, he's not weak sauce. He's got the sauce, but it's just incomparable to Paul Dano and what Paul Dano's doing in that movie. It's just stupid. But Quentin also has this thing where he, like, says he's releasing a short film of Kill Bill in Fortnite, which I can't even begin to understand. Like, I don't get it. It's not just that there are skins of the character, I don't think. He says that it's like a short film in the movie, but I have no concept. Every time I've tried to play Fortnite, I freak out because I don't like feeling like I'm getting chased. And I don't like having to, like, pick up guns and arm myself. I like a game where you just have a guy who has a skill. It's like, okay, and your guy does this. Like, I like that more than, like, run out and find the right gun. I don't know.
Sure.
And, like, first-person shooters, not my thing. I wonder
if it's so they're doing the whole reason that Quentin's even in the news right now is because he's fucking grifting off of his movie from 25 years ago.
Exactly.
Like there's a Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair is being re-released across cinemas nationwide at the moment. So of course he's got to promote it, and he's doing that with Fortnite. Girl, shut the fuck up. But anyways,
what is this new movie? But he's always, like, saying that he's only gonna do 10. I'm like, let this be the 10th. Let this shitty Fortnite thing be your 10th and fucking retire. I'm tired of hearing from you.
The thing about the re-release is that I guess there's an extra 20 minutes of I don't know if it's the MAGA or what, or manga, not MAGA. But, like, there's like 20 extra minutes
The animated
of
comic book
animation.
sequence. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's 20 extra minutes of animation in the movie. I don't know what or where or any of the details. I was just talking to one of my projectionist friends about it.
Hmm.
So we'll see. Maybe it ties into that. Maybe he's like putting the cut 20 minutes out on Fortnite or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
understand
see. I've
anything.
got tickets to see the thing, so I'll let you know what happens.
I will side pivot away for a second. I have been watching this YouTube documentary series that came out 10 plus years ago, so it was pretty old. It's called the Smash Brothers documentary, and it's about competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee in the early 2000s. So it's like
Whoa.
2006 Super Smash, and it's like basically like the origins of like competitive esports as we know it today. And it's like what had happened in the early 2000s. And I was really bought in because at a point in time, this guy named Ken, he was the best in the world. And Ken later, a couple years later, goes on to be on Survivor. So I knew Ken from Survivor, one of my favorite seasons of Survivor growing up. I was, like 9 or 10 when it came out.
Sure.
I was like very bought in. So I was like, I knew this
You had your
guy.
buff.
And Henry was like, oh, he's like, if you like Ken, you should watch this documentary. And it's like 4.5 hours long. It's like episodic. So I think you can probably watch it by episodes, but I'm like just watching it like a movie.
Sure.
Where was I getting with this? But I think I kind of get it now. I kind of get the esports and the competitive gaming thing like a little bit more now, and I'm interested to learn more about like the modern day landscape because I was looking at like who are the highest earning competitive gamers now.
Sure.
And it was about like Dota 2. I do not even know what that is. Like it's all stuff that I don't even understand. So I'm like chipping away at it, but why did I bring this up? Like Fortnite, right? It's like if we're gonna try to blend together like the gaming community and the movie community, I just think that there's a better way to synthesize this than what is currently being provided, which is like these weird out of place crossovers for like skins in movie. And then the version of video game movies that we have now are like the Mario movie, which is like the target demo is like a 10-year-old. But I'm like, I feel like
the
they should be
Assassin's Creed movies over in the early 2010s.
Right. It's an interesting landscape that I think is being really mishandled, but I don't know enough about it to like necessarily say how I think I should do it because I'm not a gamer. But like from a somewhat outsider perspective, it's just something that I've been, I don't know, getting into. But if you're interested at all in gaming and the early 2000s and stuff, I'll link to the Smash Brothers documentary because it's just so nostalgic. All of this footage of like these guys hanging out in an American Legion in 2006 playing Smash, for like $100. It's and the editing style is so good. It's a well-paced documentary. It's like you get these characters.
On YouTube?
Yep. Yeah, it's just free on YouTube. But that's what I've been cranking through lately and has given me a somewhat new perspective on like the gaming cinematic universe and like what is capable within
Interesting.
that.
Yeah.
But do we want to do Fuck, Marry, Kill Aliens? Yeah. I feel like Ripley, who's the guy who teaches her how to use the gun? Hicks, kind of hot. And then who would be like the one
that kind of stood out to me?
The cigar chomping general. Wait, when he...
Yes,
Bishop. It totally should be Bishop.
I know, but I did like the cigar chomping general. That was my first note of this. I said immediately the general getting out of cryo sleep and throwing a cigar in his mouth, kind of doing it for me.
Loved that. James Cameron always has somebody chomping on a cigar. It's so good. A military man with a fatty.
Yeah. I think I have to kill Bishop, unfortunately, though.
Okay.
As much as I love Bishop in this one, he's like, this is one of my favorite iterations of the
android.
Android. But I did find Hicks very sexy in this with the spiky hair.
Yeah. And he's in Terminator. If he was scratching your itch here, he's hot in Terminator.
Fuck. Okay. And he probably plays like another bad guy, right?
No, he plays the anti-Arnold Schwarzenegger. So him and Arnold Schwarzenegger go through time to go back in time. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's there to terminate, and he's there to save the target. So he's like the protector, and it's sexy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
I like this. Oh, I'm excited
I was like,
now.
and he looks kind of different too. I was like, what do I recognize him from? And then I was like, oh my God. I was like, he was in Aliens. I was like, he was the one that for a hot second in time, I'm like, are they going to entertain like a little romance between Ripley and Hicks? But then it was more of just like informing her about the gun. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it was more of a trauma bond thing, I think, for them. But I did, they flirted with it for sure. But yeah, I liked his spiky hair. And then obviously I'm marrying Ripley and having my little family.
Yeah,
obviously.
Easy.
This is her. I think this is her. Don't get me wrong, I think the shaved head is really, really hot, but I think this is her hottest movie.
Right, with her like shag, her kind of like mullet shag moment.
Well, it's like
which is the one where they CG'd her bush out. Was that movie 3?
The first one.
The first one? Oh,
yeah.
Knowing that, just...
I know, a shame. Truly a shame. Yeah, well, I don't know. They gave her the most fuck-ass haircut in this one, because at least in the Alien, it was kind of like a real, like, 70s perm. This is just like, oh, she got on the ship with the military boys, and they said she needs a haircut, and they just kind of... She's got a little
They keep
fro.
it high and tight, yeah.
She's got a little fro going.
Mm-hmm. But it seems like that's standard because all the women have really short hair. Like all the women are rocking like borderline buzz cuts, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
a stylistic choice.
What do you think?
I'm gonna marry Ripley because I think that's obvious, and I definitely like she's gonna protect me. She's a badass. She's so hot. She's so cool. But I'm gonna fuck Bishop because
he's got that shit programmed.
They said by 2025 we'd be having sex with robots, and maybe that's happening for the 1%. And unless my rose toy counts, it's not happening for me. So I am trying to get in there and see what Bishop... I'm going to make him do that knife thing, but like with my pussy
let's see what
lips,
this is
maybe.
about.
Like we're going to get experimental with robot sex, me and Bishop.
I even like this for you.
He's like severed in half and his tubes are flailing out, and I'm like braiding his tubes, maybe jerking off the tubes with his weird milk blood.
Yeah, his milk blood.
His milk blood. And then I guess I'll just kill Hicks because he just like wasn't really in the movie enough to entice me.
Fair enough. Yeah. I liked that he was like the underdog though. That was like, all right, bud, everyone died. You're in charge. Step up.
Yeah. But then also, if on the whole, I'm definitely just going to kill that woman in brownface. I'm going to fuck them on the alien. That's going to go crazy. And
when
then
she rips her uterus off, the way she rips her uterus off was crazy to watch.
And the pan up of like, it starts on the floor with the eggs, and then it's like the weird like giant sack floating in the air. And then we see her.
It's just so good because you start off with the because like an egg is being born. Like it looks like an elephant's trunk, and it's pretty nasty. He did a great job of making it.
Everything's wet and slimy too.
Gooed up. This is a big movie to be goo. If you're good,
the goo film. Which to pivot. So if you're hosting a little watch party, what are you going to serve as food and drink? I was like kind of struggling, and I just wrote like eggs. Like, it's an egg movie, so you could do something with eggs.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking more like not food, but like as a vibe, you all need to like do face masks and like fully like slug yourselves with lotion. And everyone should be doing like a wet spa activity. I think is really necessary.
Interesting.
Yeah, like a goopy face mask is
I want
vibe.
Someone's got to put their hands in those mittens that are just lathered with lotion, you know?
Yes. Have you ever done one of those things on your feet? Have you done them? They have socks.
I can't.
And it like sloughs off all the dead skin on your feet.
Crazy.
My God. Do one of those.
I probably should, but will I? I don't know. That sounds like a sensory fucking nightmare.
I guess.
They'd have to tape those socks to my feet because
they'd have to strap me down.
Honestly. I don't know. I kind of, for some reason, I really felt like this was a milk and cereal movie. I don't know if it's the milk blood. I don't know if it's the milk blood or if it's the fact that there's a child.
Actually, I think
but I feel like
Movie 1, they show them eating cereal, right? They all wake up out of cryo sleep, and the first thing is like they're having breakfast.
Sure.
But we get that again with the whole crew, like in the little mess hall, and they're like having their like military foods. So yeah, I could see them having some cereal. My cereal, I like to rotate through. My cereals that I have on deck right now are Fruity Pebbles, not my favorite. I prefer a Cocoa Pebble or even a Cocoa Crispy. It's my preference, but I hadn't revisited Cocoa Puffs in a while. I was like, let me get back on Cocoa Puffs because I do the Reese's
Not as
Puffs.
good as the Reese's. The Reese's are better.
I'm having the Cocoa Puffs, and I'm like, I just wish these were the Reese's ones, but I've been working with some Cocoa Puffs lately. It's been nice.
Nice. Yeah, I think
I'm a cereal girly.
Yeah, cereal of your choice, but I do think it needs to be processed like kid cereal.
Yeah.
No
keep that
special K.
No special
keep
K.
that special K shit out of my face. Absolutely.
Everyone
not.
bring a box of cereal to a party. Actually, that sounds like a dope idea.
Yeah, cereal party.
Milk options, right? You've got like full dairy, maybe like an oat, whatever people are into, and then everyone just brings a box of cereal. That sounds like a fucking
idea,
good time to me. I love that.
Cereals.
And then I like to have my morning cereal, and then I use the cereal milk in my coffee.
Just a little sweetener. Well, that's the thing. Like, I like. Don't get me wrong. I like every now and then like a sweet sort of like half and half or whatever. But like they're always way too much. I'm like, I just need a little bit, like a teaspoon of sugar, which I'm like, I guess I could just put that in my coffee, but I don't want that.
You mean like for coffee sweeteners?
Yes.
Yeah, I was watching a
cereal
TikTok.
milk does kind of sound ideal.
Yeah, right, because it's less, like the coffee creamer market in America is actually absurd. There's all these TikToks of people like showing their grocery store's coffee creamer section, and then people who live outside the U.S. are like, what is coffee creamer? And it's literally just like sugar milk, sugar and cream and flavoring, like a fuck ton of flavoring, and it's like sweet and nasty. It's like you could process it and turn it into ice cream, pretty much. It's like unprocessed ice cream that people put in their coffee, and they're all like Girl Scout cookie flavored and like random shit. But yeah, it's like the heaviest kind of dairy and the maximum amount of sweetness you can have in your coffee. And if you put more than a teaspoon in, you're basically just drinking milk. It's
exactly. It's one of those things. Like every now and then there'll be one at the work and
you'll use it out of desperation. You're like, oh, I used too much.
And I'm like, fuck.
It's always a weird flavor. Yeah, it's always like coconut. And I'm like, I don't know this. But
exactly. Yeah, whatever sort of fall flavor it is right now. But what are you following this up with?
Well, I feel like I've said this answer in the past for this exact same reason, but I'm just going to keep going with it. It's like another action movie sequel that I think is like so dope and better than the original, and it's just like gripping, and that's Mad Max Fury Road. And I feel, even though that's not necessarily a number 2 sequel, it's like, a sequel in a series, or like a reboot almost, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like Furiosa, but I will always return back to Mad Max as just being one of the pinnacle of action movie.
Yeah.
And just storytelling and world building, and so fucking cool. And I feel like Aliens does a similar thing here, where it's like we're revving it up. It's like we're really going to rev it up with the Fury Road.
Yeah.
And I want to see Nicholas Hoult.
Sure. Love.
What about you?
It's not my best. I can't say that this is a truly inspired take. But I think that if we're going from one sexy movie to another sexier movie, I think that Gladiator 2 is a good representation of that. Which, again, they basically took the exact same movie and remade it, but just made it hotter. And at least they didn't put Russell Crowe in the second one. So... Yeah,
they replaced him with Paul Mescal.
Yeah, and we're also going back to
Yeah, wait, so true. I still haven't seen Gladiator 2. I was like so hyped for it when it came out in the theater.
Fine.
But
it's nothing crazy. But
for some reason it was the editing out of that Palestinian actress that like really fizzled my fire for it, and then I just simply have not gotten around to like pirating it or streaming it or whatever. And I'm just like, I just don't really have any.
I throw it on in the back sometimes because it's just hot to have on in the back.
Denzel with his earring.
Yeah, honestly, he's probably like, don't get me wrong, obviously the candy that they're giving you is Pedro and Paul Mescal on a silver platter, but Denzel in that movie has the riz like no one else. He's a little fruity too, which is also amazing. Yeah, he does it for me in there too. I can't lie.
And meanwhile, I'm over here and I'm like, ooh, Joseph Quinn playing the syphilis-ridden emperor with that fuck-ass wig. Yeah. I'm like, maybe that kind of is intriguing me.
Wait, sorry. Just while we're here, and since we're talking about media. Have you seen this Heated Rivalry show on HBO?
Heated Rivalry?
Do you know anything about this?
I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about this.
Dara, it is fan fiction for sure. But it's like...
Is this about gay hockey players and it's written by a straight woman?
Yes.
This is based off of a book. This is an entire genre of romance books that are so fucking popular right now. And it's always gay romances written by women. And it's always about like sports and it's red, white, and royal blue. It's fan fiction. It's literally fan fiction. It's like tropey. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to get into it. Who's in it? It's hot?
There's like, it's basically like a Canadian and like a Russian guy, and whoever plays the Russian guy is really hot, and then they made the Canadian guy look very normal, which is, pretty on the mark, but it's basically like, you can tell that it's written just so that they can get to the sex scenes. You know what I mean? Like, they are not using any more time that they need to on like build up or exposition, at least in the first one. I've only watched like the first 2 episodes or something like that, so I can't say how it goes. It is also an HBO show, so I'm impressed. Well, not whole, but it is graphic sex scenes. It's awesome.
Right. They got a statistic. They looked at the Pornhub year in review statistical release, and they were like, wait, great women watch gay porn? We need to capitalize on this. They're like, we need to make money.
Did they not realize that?
Well, they did now, and then they made this hockey show. They're like, we gotta get the ball rolling.
Honestly.
They're like, wait. They're like, we need to stop trying to entice the straight woman audience with straight romances. They want to see 2 men fuck.
It's perfect. It's right on the nose. Yeah, me and Lauren are sitting there on the couch with our jaws both dropped. We're like, this is ridiculous.
2 lesbians jorking it to the gay hockey show.
Exactly.
Sounds about right.
Don't put me in a box, okay? But Aliens, what do you rate it?
8.
It's like a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's pretty much one of the best action movies, and it's a masterclass. I think anyone who attempts to make an action movie should have to watch this to understand.
This is homework. Yeah.
And I think it was a great way for us to kick off James Cameron. Woo! Jim, can I call him Jim?
Jim.
Because we're pals. James, if you want to come on the pod and speak on the finality of Avatar, open invitation. Please. We can record from your submarine. Actually,
set the record straight.
I wouldn't want to go in a submarine, I don't think.
I would do it for him. If I was going to get James Cameron on the pod, I'd do it for him. It is scary for sure, but
if he invited me, I
trust him. I think he's one of those guys that, like, if I was down there with him, he's such a pro that, like, even if we did die, I think I would be okay. Because
there just wouldn't be a doubt in my mind that we would crash.
Exactly.
So pro about it.
Exactly.
If you want to take me to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, maybe that's another conversation. But yeah, we're going to be doing James Cameron sequels all through the month. So don't feel like you have to suggest any because there are only 4 and we're going to skip Piranha 2. So we're only going to be doing Terminator 2 and Avatar 2 The Way of Water for the rest of this month. But write in what you think we should do in next year, our next turning a leaf. Into the new year. What do we have in store? We have no idea, so you let us know. And obviously, we'll be covering some pre-Oscar hype bullshit, the fucking industry machine of fucking garbage. And just
let's see how the Testament of Anne Lee really is. All right.
Love to hate awards season up in here. So let me know what you think, if you've seen anything good recently. And if you're looking for a good rom-com, Eternity, I really liked it. And so that's one to look out for, I guess. Have a lovely rest of your week, and you stay away from her, you bitch!